good morning. Welcome to Morning Thailand of 23rd of December 2013. I am Tulip Naksampong.
And I'm Wanasan Kurahong. Now, of course, Kun Tulip, a lot happens again yes. over the weekends. It just seems like, well, one of the things that was good over the weekends was, of course, the cool weather. But
it feels like winter.
Exactly, exactly. But, you know, there's a lot of rallies. I mean, Bangkok pretty much yesterday was paralyzed. If you try to get to the center of the town,
right.
I think
it doesn't even have to be a center, though. There were
even outside, yes. right? Because, of course, according to my sister, she said that even on the expressway itself, people yes. pretty much parked their cars on expressway and walked to join the mass rallies that took place yesterday. So we're going to talk about that later on in the day, though. But of course, it was just one of the excitement that happened yes. over the weekends. Unfortunately, that was like the type of excitement we are enjoying these days. All right, but first thing first, what happened on Saturday, though, on December the 21st, is another interesting event is the fireworks, International Fireworks Festival 2013 that took place this time in Prachuap Khiri Khan province, which is in Hua Hin district. And this is to celebrate once again His Majesty the King's 86th birthday. Of course, the event was actually hosted by the Hua Hin municipality itself, the local authorities, as well as the Ministry of Defense. And this particular set of fireworks is actually has been organized by the Ministry of Defense along with all the military's personnel, for example, from the Royal Thai Army, from the Royal Thai Navy, as well as Royal Thai Air Force. Now, they joined force along with provincial office as well as the Prachuap Khiri Khan provincial office as well as the Hua Hin municipality, and they hosted this particular fireworks festival. They say that the budget for this particular fireworks is actually 30 million baht altogether, and this is actually to express gratitude to their Majesty, His Majesty the King, as well as both their Majesty the King and the Queen get to enjoy, because obviously is in the Hua Hin district where the Klai Kangwon Palace is situated. They say that they have seen quite a bit of a numbers of people that flocked into the area itself. Now they say that there's over 30,000 of the fireworks that were shooting up in the sky. They say that is along the beach front as well as out at sea. So there's a lot of people who get a chance to witness this. Now they say that there's over 1,000 people that got to enjoy this particular spectacular festival, and they say that this particular festival entitled We Love the King, and it took place at Queen Sirikit Memorial Park. And the highlight was actually the big, beautiful, glowing fireworks display synchronizing with music that was played. So all the people around the beachfront area get a chance to witness this. Now, the other countries that sent their fireworks sets as well were Japan as well as Switzerland. So a lot of people got a chance to see that. And they say that the fireworks from Japan and Switzerland was actually fired in the sky and feature various figures of animals as well as number 86, which is, of course, His Majesty the King's birthdays. And they say that a total, like I said, 30,000 fireworks altogether were actually there. Now, at this point, of course, if you were in the town, it would just very beautiful because you get to see the beach as well as the reflection of the fireworks from the sky down on the ocean as well. So it was quite spectacular event, most definitely.
Really beautiful. Moving on to the next news, this was circulated around the social media, and it's the poll made by the Bangkok Poll that revealed most of the year, most in various areas of the year 2013. And of course, the most delighted news for Thai people is the news about His Majesty the King leaving the hospital and moved to Klai Kangwon Palace, along with the news that when His Majesty granted the audience on his birthday on December 5th at the palace as well. This is surveyed by Bangkok Poll to the 1,283 participants of 18 years and older during the 9th to 15th December. There is some very interesting question though. Along with the most delighted news, number one, about His Majesty the King, is 64.5% of participants said that this news is the most delighted news. The number two, really far behind, 13.6% said that the news about the Thai female volleyball team is also the second most delighted news. So yes, I think it's when the Thai volleyball team was competing against various teams this year, we can almost say that the whole country actually watching, and you can feel the street kind of quiet because they were just want to stick to the live show. And the next question is what is the most saddening news of the years 2013? And the news that get highest percentage is the news about the clash between Ramkhamhaeng University student and the
that was sad.
red shirt supporters, the UD supporters, that resulted in 4 deaths. The second to that, 16.9%, which is quite far behind, is the news about politics in Thailand.
And that's the thing, like I think the incident at Ramkhamhaeng University, they still even investigated on that. They still, like, because some people talk about snipers even. So at this point, I agree that that was one of the saddest news. And it would just come too close, like almost the end of the year. And imagine the families of those people that lost their life during that day. They won't get to celebrate that, you know.
And actually, the Ramkhamhaeng University rector came out and said that 4 people that died, 3 of them university students, but not all of them from Ramkhamhaeng. And one of them, another civilian, but he wasn't saying whether these 4 belong to which side of the politics, which I guess is...
It's too young.
Maybe, I'm not sure if mentioning the side of politics matters. You know, there's not supposed to be any death. And yesterday, they also, the police official also make an arrest of this one university students, Ramkhamhaeng University students, that believed to be one of the shooter during the clash or that result in another death of red shirt also. Another interesting question is who is the most admirable individual or group of people of the 2013? The highest percentage is 22.4 goes to Yingluck Shinawatra, our caretaker prime minister at the moment, and following very closely 20.5% by the Thai female volleyball team. So it seems like they're on every poll on the positive side. And falling not too far behind, number 3 is Suthep Thaugsuban.
Interesting.
Interesting first 3 rank. Yingluck Shinawatra, Thai volleyball team, and Suthep Thaugsuban. And the most interesting news of 2013, I guess everyone can guess this right. 58.7% said it's news about demonstration led by Suthep Thaugsuban himself. The number 2 following very closely, only 1% different, is the news that Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra announced the House dissolution. And the third most interesting news, not too far behind also, is the news about the amnesty bill. And this is also interesting. The question of which one the participants think is the most innovative accessories or things related to the demonstration.
Okay. Whistles?
And number 1 is the whistle.
Of course.
53.5% is the whistle. And followed by the sign about anti-amnesty bill. So that is the most of the 2013 by the Bangkok Poll, participated by 1,283 people of 18 and older.
All right, interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, we like the poll.
And I think it represents a lot of people, though. A lot of people kind of agree with the poll. There's a lot of polls that we hear so far that kind of you feel that it's not really safe for you.
Okay.
But this one most of the people agree.
Which is good. Did a good job then. All right, moving on to another big news on Saturday, of course, there has been an announcement from the Prime Minister at about 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon, talking from the Galasin province in a live TV poll announcement, of course, talking about the fact that she once again has pleaded that every parties join this particular election. And she said that she also mentioned that the government needs to be in the caretaker position, because that was actually has been situated or has been written down in the Constitution, requesting that there would be one until the election is actually in place anyway. So she said that this is not something that she's trying to push, but it was just something that she's following the law. Now, the Prime Minister also stated that the government is obliged by this constitution to have the general election on February the 2nd of next year, of course, in order to maintain democratic system in the country. And she also disclosed that the country reform can be done in parallel with the preparation for the upcoming election, of course. And she said that she would like to request, first of all the parties would have to send in their candidates to join this election to make sure that we maintain the democratic system. Second of all, there should be a Thailand Reform Council. So meaning that after we have done the election already, the new government should actually set up what she called the Thailand Reform Council, where there will be various parties from all sectors join hand to try to find measures and to find solution to the country problem at this time. And the third one that she pressed is that the new government should be in office for only 2 years. So it's 2-year term government. So it's almost like an interim government, I would say. But she requested that we follow through the general election first before or in parallel with the reform that has been requested by the people. So she said that we can do both at the same time. But of course, at this point, we're not sure if that's going to be possible.
Because yesterday, the Democrat Party just announced that finally their new committee resolved to boycott this election. So the Democrat Party yesterday made a press conference by Abhisit Vejchajiva, which he said this is a decision made by the committee after they have been in a meeting and talked to the party in various provinces, and the new set of committee also. So he made a press conference with the party leaders and the party advisor, because a lot of people believe that some of the leaders of the party or advisors such as Kun Chuan actually opposed this idea, but Kun Chuan was sitting in the press conference also.
On Saturday, right?
Yes. Abhisit said that the decision by the party, this is by the executive committee, this is after a long discussion what the party should do, and he also apologized to the party supporter if of course there will be supporters that oppose or support this idea. So he apologized to the supporters for this decision if they think the Democrat Party should contest in this election. But he believed that in the past 8 or 9 years, the democratic process in Thailand has been distorted, and it's led to the distrust in political parties and the election. So he said that without the reform, the politics would be just another way for the corruption. And he also blamed the political failure on the country's loss of opportunities. He said that the government, this caretaker government, has ignored the opportunity to rectify the problems and take the country out of the political failure. And he said this government just focused on the personal benefit rather than the national interest. He, of course, said that the February 2nd election is unlikely to solve the problem and bring the country out of the vicious cycle. This is quote unquote. He said that the crisis of faith caused by the government has affected other parties in general. And the country has come to this point because of the government betrayed the public trust. And one of the Democrat member that also at the press conference, Nipit Intara Sombat, said that the 95% of the party members were opposed to contesting of the election, and the party will also join the reform along with the people. But he added that this doesn't mean the Democrat Party would accept the 100-member People's Council the idea that proposed by the People's Democratic Reform Committee or PDRC, because a lot of people said the Democrats actually supporting the idea of hand-picked People Council by the protest core leaders. So they just want to come out right and say, even though they not participate in this upcoming general election, but it doesn't mean that they support the idea of the hand-picked People Council also.
Okay, very interesting, of course, and that's kind of in opposition with the Prime Minister plea a little bit earlier on in the day that people join hands.
And the Prime Minister actually, the media asked the Prime Minister of her opinion about this, and she's like, it's unfortunate the Democrat decided not to join in this election because she said that the Democrat always strict to the rules of law, especially about the democratic process.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen next. But we're going to take a short break for now, and then we come back giving you updates of what happened yesterday, so please stay tuned.